The Arizona Cardinals have a plethora of day one and day two picks that could really change the course of this franchise, specifically at the wide receiver position, and really with where they sit as a team. Like this team, low key, with the direction that Austin Ford and company have them going, it's kind of exciting. Like they could be a Houston Texans type team going from having a top five pick in this year's draft to potentially finding a way into the playoffs. Maybe, who knows? So today we're going to touch on the first Arizona mock draft, or the Arizona Cardinals mock draft, our 1.0 for this year, which is no trades. We're just going to see how the board falls, and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and do a transition here. So as you can see, we have the number 4 overall pick here for the Arizona Cardinals, and we'll also be back a little bit later, I believe, at 27. And quite honestly, things are going to get quite interesting. So we're going to jump right into it. That's a 7-round mock draft, high speed, low drag, no trades. Care for positional value as well as drafting for needs are both pretty high. We also threw a little bit of randomness in there because, hey, it's the draft. Random things happen all the time. So we're going to go ahead and enter the draft here. And really, this is just about seeing where the board falls. I know that the combine is coming up and all that stuff, but this is going to give us a pretty good, at least a idea of what is going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and start the draft and go from there. So right off the bat, there's no way. If the Patriots go Malik Neighbors over Marvin Harrison Jr., they have got some serious explaining to do. Some serious. But, I mean, hey, it works out good for the Cardinals. We're going to go with Marvin Harrison Jr., who probably might be the most talented player in this draft class. Like, I don't think that's a stretch by any means. So, hey, you fill your biggest need with the best player in the draft, probably one of the best receivers in the last decade. Yeah, you love that. So, you're back at 27. Really going to see how the rest of this board falls. And offensive line, yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Tyler Guyton is there from Oklahoma. You also have Graham Barton there. This could be pretty interesting. And offensive line is definitely still a major need for the Cardinals. But you still see Barton here as well as, like we touched on, Guyton here. And if this is exactly how the board fell, I wouldn't mind Jaden Daniels, but I think Barton would be the target here if this is exactly how it fell. Also, Guyton is there. Rikstra. This is low-key kind of a deeper-ish type of draft class for corners as well, and the tackles are pretty plentiful as well. But Graham Barton, I think we go Graham Barton here. Yes, you get some help along the offensive line. We could also help out on guard and all that stuff. Yeah, this is also this is actually, I really like that pick. So we get that taken care of at tackle. Fantastic. Okay, so wide receiver is good. Offensive line, specifically tackle, is good to go at right tackle. Then you can slide Paris Johnson Jr. over to the left side, so you're good there. Defensive line, linebacker. Ooh, Peyton Wilson. To me, he just screams being an absolute playmaker for the Cardinals. I know he's got a little bit of an injury history, but I don't really care. Yeah, Peyton Wilson at linebacker. I think he can play in coverage. I think he can pass rush. There's so many different things he can do. I absolutely love it. Oh, and then Christian Haynes. Yes. Okay, so you've got, and then plus you're back at 71. You can really do some damage here if things fall this way. So Christian Haynes. So you got guard help. You got tackle help. You got wide receiver help. Oh, yes, Okoro. Or Hororo. Wow. Ororo. Yeah, we're going the defensive lineman out of Clemson. So we got interior help. We got defensive line help on both sides. And I think now is the time to go with corner. Cam Hart there in the 3rd round. Yes, I think makes a lot of sense. So, hey, this is actually turning out pretty good. This is actually turning out really good. I did not think it was going to go this well. So now we can really go BPA. So you got Dwayne Carter there. I don't know if you would necessarily want to double down. Jacob Cowing. Do you double down on wide receiver? I like Cowing. I really like Cowing. So we double down on wide receiver, and then I think at some point you're going to get the 6th-round pick from the Vikings that you traded Josh Dobbs for. Logan Lee is good to go. Cooper Beebe. Part of me also thinks that, I mean, does it hurt for the Cardinals to get another, at least just see what Jordan Travis can do? Like, I know it's not, you said you're going to stick with Kyler Murray, but I love me some Jordan Travis. I find it hard to believe that they don't at least in some way address the quarterback position. I know they said that Kyler's their guy, but we're going to stick there. So Jalen Green there, the safety out of Mississippi State's a lot of fun. Ladarius Henderson. Brennan Jackson out of Washington State. Yeah. I think he makes a lot of sense. Like, I know we got some, I know you got Wilson, but this way you at least got a little bit of help there in the later rounds at edge. And then we're back at, do we go Frank Gore Jr.? Do we do it? Like, I know running back isn't necessarily a huge need, but it would be a lot of fun. Ooh, Isaiah Davis. Isaiah Davis would be a lot of fun too. I'm doing it. I don't care. He's been one of my favorite players to take in the draft. And yes, I am not going to stray away from it. Hampton. Willie Roberts, small school guy, corner. Why not? So, rounding it all out, that actually kind of ended up a little bit interesting, if you ask me. So, off the top, yes, you get the best wide receiver, probably the best player in the draft in Marvin Harrison Jr., if things would load for me. And then after that, Graham Barton there at tackle. I think maybe you can even try him a guard as well, but at least he can go over to right tackle and help you out there. Peyton Wilson, the linebacker coming up out of North Carolina State. Yes, he has some injury problems or has had some in the past, but I think with all his versatility between a pass rusher, between in coverage, between the tackling in the box, I think he's going to be a solid addition. Christian Haynes, the guard coming up out of Connecticut. I think he's a day one starter. Yeah, absolutely love it. R.O. coming up out of Clemson, because I can't say his name. I think he's an absolute stud and will at least be a rotational player in year one. Cam Hart, the corner out of Notre Dame, who is joining the squad here. Honestly, I think he is going to be a lot more fun than people think. Jacob Cowing, we doubled down on wide receiver. I do think that Cowing's speed, his way of running routes, and then also just what he'll bring to this wide receiver room is going to be a big help. Jordan Travis. Basically, we really just wanted to see Jordan Travis just kind of see. I mean, he fell a little bit. I know that Kyler Murray's your guy, but it never hurts to have another guy as your backup that you can at least develop. Brandon Jackson, the edge player out of Washington State. Again, depth, but also just trying to bring in guys that could make a difference. Isaiah Davis, even though, again, I know running back isn't a need, but Isaiah Davis is a bad man. Willie Roberts, the corner out of Louisiana Tech. I think that is really good to be able to double down on, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I think you're going to be sitting pretty if this is, in fact, how the draft actually fell. But that is it. That is our first edition of our Arizona Cardinals mock draft. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. All that wonderful stuff. But let us know what you guys think about our 2024 Arizona Cardinals mock draft 1.0.